7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Women do that can destroy a man's confidence is trying to make him into something he's not. So, I've said it before. There's this quote that says, men marry women hoping they won't change. Women marry men hoping they will change. There's a difference between trying to get the best out of him versus trying to make him something he's not. Let's say, for example, though he can be affectionate, he doesn't greet you when he sees you when you come home with a kiss. And you would love for him to do that. All right, that's not really making him someone he's not. You're trying to get him to improve in an area that he does show an ability to tap into, but maybe there is some things he needs to adjust, okay? Let's say he's making $65,000 a year. To him, he is comfortable there. And let's just say at this job, he's a manager, all right? He's happy with his manager position. He's happy with his $65,000. He's good. But in your mind, it's like, but you're so talented. You could own your own business. You could be running your own thing, right? So now you're trying to push him to that level. Now, here's the thing. There may be some instances where that guy really just needed the push, and he does have that in him. But many men are going to feel like you're trying to make me be something I'm not. I'm not trying to be someone's boss. I'm not trying to run my own company. I'm not trying to be some entrepreneur. I am happy where I am. And when you try to pull someone out of where they're happy, all right, to fit into a mold that you want to put them in, that creates a lot of tension, a lot of conflict, and a lot of insecurity, because now the question starts to form in his head, am I not good enough as I am? Am I really what she wants? Or is she just with me for now, hoping for something better? You see what I'm saying? Because you are not accepting him as he is. So it can create a lot of frustration. Now, here's the thing. There are men who, out of loving you, out of a genuine desire of being with you, will try to embrace your vision of where you want this to go or who you want them to be. But again, it's like, you got to understand, if he is not truly, genuinely excited about this, if it doesn't really resonate with him, it's going to start to get bad. It's going to start to feel like a burden to him and an annoyance to you, because the burden will be him trying to fit into something that doesn't really work for him, and the annoyance from you, because you're going to always feel like I have to be on top of him. I have to push him. I have to damn near in some situations do it for him. And it just goes downhill from there. So you just have to be mindful. And that's why it's so important to not necessarily date men for their potential. You have to date for their reality, who they are, what's their character. You have to find out what his vision is. And then ask yourself, am I cool with that? And can I enhance his vision?
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share the live. No, I'm not going to be hosting the show today, but I do have a PSA. Mr. Britton will be in a minute. Wanted just to come on to give a little PSA. Let me cut that down a little bit so y'all can hear me clearly. I want to let everybody know, because I received a DM message this week that was very disappointing. I know there's people out there that has their own opinion when it comes down to our topics, what we discuss, the different things we say, which you're entitled to your own opinions. As we respect your opinions, respect ours as well. But the one thing you ain't going to do right now, I'm the owner of this platform until I hand over to Dwight. He is the co-owner. When it comes down to my men, do not get in my DMs and insult the intelligence of my men. Only because you don't agree does not give you the grounds to DM me and insult the men on my panel. They are very intelligent, very knowledgeable. They're speaking from experience, but also learning from what they speak of and what y'all distribute as well. Now, if you feel like that you got something better in store, hey, by means, get your own platform, but do not DM me. I don't mind suggestions. I don't mind opinions about how you felt about the show. But when you get to the level of insulting the intelligence of my men, then that's when I'm going to put my foot down. You didn't like what I said in the DM. I'm just putting this out there for anyone that have any, thought of coming towards me in that way. Because I had one young lady do it. Do not do that. My opinion is like this. Each his own that has their own opinion about a panel. It's up to you to whether you want to tune in or not. But I don't want to hear it when you're going to be negative. We're not about that negativity. We're not about tearing people down. Because when it comes down to your opinion and your knowledge, everybody won't agree as well. But doesn't give nobody grounds to insult your intelligence. So in saying that, be careful what you DM me when it comes down to my men, because I do not play about my family. And that's just the bottom line. So to go on with the show, I'm let you know right now, make sure you tune in next week. We will not be on for the Unspoken Heart next Saturday in celebration of Thanksgiving, but we will be here on Friday with a grown man talking, and we'll be bringing some of the women in to do a special on Thanksgiving and the perfection of an hourglass. Keep your eyes open. Make sure you share the live, and I'm gonna hand it over to the one that's gonna be hosting our show, our assistant co-host, Mr. Britton. Are you on mute?
Oh, I must have been. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Hey, the public announcement was such a banger. It had me like, wow, because I just hope that people receive information in the spirit in which it's given. Because when a person takes time to address an issue and give you their views, they're trying to give you at least with this team, they're trying to give you the best of what they got. So her answer was giving you the best of the best. So I hope it was received in that spirit. Moving right along. It's Friday. It's Friday. I could not wait because this topic today promises to be a real barn burner, because I'm going to ask for some total transparency in terms of, our addressing it and talking about this topic. Just keep it 100. Give it the best of the best. So, but before we get deep into that, thank you very much, Dwight, for giving me the keys to the show today. But let's introduce our group of guys. Reigning Mr. Poet of the Year, Desmond.
What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going
How's
on,
everybody doing on this fabulous Friday?
Shoot, we doing it. We here.
Yeah.
Now I don't.
Can I address the PSA?
Yes.
I want to say in reference to what she said. Don't think about the messenger. Did you get the message?
Get the message.
That's all I want to say on that. But yeah, let's get it, y'all.
Get the message. In other words, everybody's business ain't everybody's business. So at any rate, moving right along. Hey, I wonder if my man is in the house. I don't know. I think that he may or he may not be, but we're gonna.
He haven't made it yet. He did give confirmation that he will be in, but he's gonna be running a little bit late. Our King D.
Okay, well, I know my man is looking in. So the host himself, whose place I'm graciously taking tonight, Mr. Dwight Robinson.
Oh, he's giving you the floor, mister. He ain't coming in.
That's okay. Well, we're going to acknowledge
Wow.
him. We're going to acknowledge him, and we thank him. So it's me and my man, Mr. Desmond, tonight.
We got it.
We promise to dig into this thing. It's going to be a rumble in the jungle. So, Des, let's get right at this thing, man.
All right.
First of all, the topic, man, game changer. How does that, when you hear this topic, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Relationship game changer. What move is gonna put this relationship over the top and make this relationship a relationship that's gonna last? To make me be like, hey, I'm with you. I got you. You got me. We got each other. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's great. You immediately went to the positive side of it, and the other side of it is like for myself, when I look at game changers, and when I thought about this topic, I was what was going on was exactly what the guy in the clip said. Where you get in a relationship with a person, and here you are in the relationship. It's the pink cloud. Everything is hunky dory, and suddenly they want to start changing you. And I had even adopted a model because that was happening so much. So my motto is, enhance me. Don't try to change me, but enhance me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you see it as when in the beginning stages of the relationship, how uh, how all of a sudden what you had been doing just wasn't good enough. You ever get that feeling?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like sometimes it's. I feel though, a lot of times what people do is they try to like the song, the Ruben Stutter song. Why you want to change me? They try to change the things that all the stuff that attracted me to you. You want to
Right,
try to
right, right,
change those things about me. Why would
right,
you want to do that? We're
right,
supposed to
right,
grow.
right.
And like you said, enhance me, don't change me. If you if
Yeah.
you if you seen something that made you attractive, made me attractive to you, when we get together, why don't you enhance that? Because when it's all said and done, all men get their game from a woman.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I grew up in a household full of women. And as such, I was privy to a lot of the conversations that go on among women. When they girl, all of that.
Oh
I'm the
yeah.
youngest, I'm the youngest sibling, so I was able to soak up all of that game. And what I found out to be prevalent is that number one, I don't try to. I don't like arguing with women. I try not to even venture off into that because it's a losing battle. You know what I'm saying? By virtue of their birth,
You
by,
ain't lying.
by virtue of their birth, women are extraordinary orators when it comes down to arguments. They can be dead wrong, but before it's over, if your head ain't on the swivel, it's gonna be your fault.
Oh yeah.
So, and 9 times out of 10, it comes because you didn't get the memo as to what they saw that they wanted to change about you, for the relationship, such as the brother was talking about. He gave the example of the brother making 65,000 a year, and his woman wanted him to not do that, but move over into owning his own business.
Hmm.
Now that's I got to be honest. I would strive to own my business. However, we're not gonna make it mandatory
Oh
that I
yeah.
own the business. You know what I'm saying? From the outset, that's not how you got me, such as what you said. When we got together, you know what I'm saying? You got me like you got me. You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to change who I am? Enhance me. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Is that where you at with that?
Well, and then I mean, I have no because I have been that guy. I
Mm-hmm.
have been pushed to do my own thing, to have that entrepreneurial push, you know. And where was I going with this? But see, a lot of times, like even though she may, the person you in a relationship may want to see you do better, sometimes it may be hard for them to take on the things that come along with that,
Right.
because now I own it, which means I have to be able to do everything within this business. And that is going to start taking away time from us,
Mm-hmm.
because there are going to be times where, and I'm just speaking from personal experience, to where you'd have an event that you want to go to, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't make it. Even though it's important to you, I can't make it because I have to come and run this business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can become an issue as well. And it's like, one of those situations where you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You pushed me out here to do this, to own my own, to be my own boss. And now that I'm my own boss, I have certain different levels of responsibilities that I have to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you want, sometimes it's like, do you want a rich man or do you want a busy man? Either way it go, you're gonna end up losing, having to compromise on some things, and that could be an issue. But as far as having a woman trying to push me to do better, I have no issue with that at all. But like you said, it's not going to be mandatory. It's not going to be mandate.
Right.
Because because at a certain point, I have to want to do this for myself. I can't just want to do this just to make you happy. I have to do something that makes me happy.
That's right. And I think and you said a key thing. I think when we're, let me just speak for myself. I know that I have to do what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? And there's where my wealth is. See, wealth ain't just in dollars and cents. Your wealth, for me, my wealth is in my passion. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price tag on my passion. And what you get when you first meet me is someone that's extremely passionate, about their craft and what they're gonna do. So if you embrace me, from the jump, then you accepting everything about me, supposedly. So when you start to give me memos on what I can change and why don't you do this and why you doing that? You know what I'm saying? That for me is an automatic red flag. Now now you under scrutiny with me. I'll be honest with you. You cold under scrutiny because I've been used to what follows that type of behavior.
But see, that's the thing. See, I would listen. I was listening because I'm not I'm not the sharpest tack in the bunch sometimes, So if you see something that is going to enhance what I'm doing, I have no problem with receiving that suggestion. Because when I first got into slam poetry, I would literally come home from work and lock myself in the basement for hours. Just I would not come up out the basement until I memorized the poem. I would not do it. And I had to memorize a new poem every week for each slam competition, a minimum of 2 pieces. I would literally lock myself in the basement. But I had a support system that understood what I was doing.
Right.
And it made it healthy. Now some of the things that came along with it, once I actually got kind of good at it, that is kind of what started the issues, once you get a little name and a little hood fame, you got a little 15 minutes, people start coming out the woodworks just doing crazy stuff trying to get your attention,
Right.
So but that comes along with it.
Right. It comes with it. And you're absolutely right. But however, I think for me, I'm looking at not the, I'm all for somebody giving me some jewels to help me to be able to see my way out of a different situation into a better light in a situation. That's fine and dandy, but I'm talking about complete change, change who you are. Stop doing this, stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's hey, I hear it. So Dave, we're gonna be back in two. Y'all hold tight. We'll be right back. 2 and 2.
Well, that's a problem, okay? If your boyfriend is constantly trying to change you, that's a problem, okay? Because the girl he chose to date is the girl you are. With all your faults, with all your good points, with all your strong points, with all your weaknesses and all your strengths. That's the girl he chose to date. And now if he's trying to change you, then that means he doesn't appreciate the person you are. That means that when he was dating you, before the both of you became exclusive, he saw flaws in you. So in essence, he wasn't dating the girl he wanted to be with. He was dating the girl he intended to change once he became your boyfriend. He saw potential there. He saw potential to change you, to mold you to what he wants. Once he got you, once he became exclusive with you. And knowing that now, which is essentially the truth of what he did, why would you want to be with him? Why would you want to be with someone who's trying to mold you to become what they want? So if your boyfriend is trying to change you, that's what he's trying to do. He doesn't appreciate you for you. He wants to make you what he wants. You got to figure out if you want to stay in a situation like that.
All right. We want to thank everybody over there on both pages of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and also Instagram for tuning in. Please share the live and set your notifications. And make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Because tomorrow, the grown women of Views and Vibes will be returning back to your screen with something very tasty, the top tier man. Make sure y'all tune in, give y'all comments, and call in. As you see, the number is scrolling by right now. So if you have any comments or you just want to share your experience, hey, there's the number right there. Also, next week, Saturday, we will not be having a show next Saturday, but Friday, Grown Men Talking are coming in, and the co-owner wants to go ahead and bring the men and women together to discuss the perfection of an hourglass. If you want to know what the ingredients on that there is, hey, you got to tune in. So make sure you tune in. Now over to Mr. Britton.
Hey, that's my homegirl there. She said that there is. I like it. I love it actually. So listen, this has been that last clip. I mean, my man was right on point, and he was talking to a woman about how she was being treated, with the change process. So, as it relates to men, that's exactly how I see it. When somebody is trying to change you, that means that they came in not honest. When they tell you all this stuff in the beginning of the relationship, when you go to change me, I think I lose, respect or appreciation for what you said was your level of honesty. It just wasn't so. So, but with that being said, I wanted to come to you, Des, and ask you, can you name your top 3 issues that are your game changers in a relationship?
Wow. Oh, that's a good one. I ain't thought about this one before. But
I was gonna say 5, but 3, and kind of, explain why.
Well, okay. Let me just be honest with myself. Cooking. Can you cook?
Mm-hmm.
Do you listen? And are you moldable? And when I say are you moldable, not into who I want you to be, but are you willing to at least listen to what I say? Are you respectful to me and my thoughts and ideas?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I feel like if you won't listen to me, that means you telling me there's nothing I can tell you to do, even though I may be telling you go left, because if you go right, you're gonna fall off the cliff, and you decide to not listen to me and go right and fall off the cliff. Simple stuff like that, And then cooking, I'm sorry, I like to eat. I love to eat. And I need you to be able to throw down. Because I mean, I know I'm not the best chef in the world, but I can get in there and burn a little bit when I need to.
So this playing devil's advocate for a minute with that, and those were some good, some good areas. I can agree with them on, on some level. But it's, like take for instance cooking. Uh, you know, would there be an opportunity for them for reprieve when they learn how to cook? Would you suggest that? Would you, take time to try to, help them learn that? That is that would that be seen as trying to change someone or enhance them?
I would think that would be an enhancement because I'm the type of person. Now I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when I cook, I don't want nobody in the kitchen with me, but
Right, right,
I
right,
just want to do my thing. Leave me
right,
alone. But
right,
at the same time, I'm willing to bring you in. Hey, can you, what? Here, taste this. How would you make this better? And and things of that nature. So
hmm
I would be
hmm
willing to. I would be willing to learn so that I can teach because
right.
I'm pretty sure while I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, you're gonna have you're gonna have some way to give it that mm,
Yeah,
you're gonna know
yeah,
what's missing. And
yeah,
and that can even be a good experience for us in a relationship to be able to go into the kitchen and cook together.
yeah.
We can turn that negative into a positive.
Yeah, it can wind up being some real live cooking if it's done
Right. You know what I'm saying?
right.
By the
Yeah,
butter rolls, as R. Kelly said, by the butter rolls.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I can see that, and that's a way to interact and enhance on the relationship because I see elements there like trust. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna be trusting you to be gentle enough with her to bring her there and teach her that. You know, for me, it's of course the top one is honesty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's some things that that I feel are acceptable. You're not gonna get 100% of it of the truth. You might get 80%. In some areas
Hmm.
they may be in small areas. You know what I'm saying that because a lot of times, particularly in today's society with our black women, it's not so much that I think that they're lying. I just think that many of them have been used to having to fill roles. You know what I'm saying? That has been our roles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a new day, and and for those women that had to be strong enough to sometimes, oftentimes, many times, be the man and the woman. You know what I'm saying? In their household, sometimes they get comfortable with withholding information. When a real guy comes. But back to what I was saying about me, for me though, that honesty piece is major. So if I sense or realize that you withholding pertinent information from me, what I'm saying, something that could harm me or help me. Now
Hmm.
now I have a problem when you say to me, "Oh well, I just didn't want to." You do it once, twice, three times. Then I had to really evaluate where I'm at. So when I start seeing these trust issues arise, for me, that's a big one. The other thing I guess is synonymous with trust is just you just flat out lie to me. You know what I'm saying? You just lied to me without any consideration or concern. I'm big on that. You lied to me, it's ball game. Because I don't like to give people control over my life. So if I see that, if I see where it looks like manipulation. Now I'm one of them. I'm from the old school. I'm one of them. I can show you better than tell you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because all bets is off, all bets is off. So that and I guess I would have to say the unwillingness to at least look at something and accept uh your rights, your wrongs in it, or your shortcomings, or your successes, but just to be able to accept where you are, period. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem for me when you don't have acceptance. So those are some of my areas.
Well, that makes it, and you touched on the control aspect, you got to think if somebody is trying to change you in different type of ways, that is their way of trying to take control over you and have control over
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
you,
And
because
let's go ahead and welcome in King D.
King D,
My man,
What's up,
King
y'all?
Diesel.
what it do?
What's up? I just got back. Look at this, y'all. Hold on.
What's up?
I don't know. Look at this.
Ooh, what is that?
I just went grocery shopping. I got the Sam's Club, the HEB, man. I've been all over the world today, dog.
Ooh,
So I gotta put on
see,
this. Well,
see,
but I'm
that's what I'm
listening.
talking. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm down here starving. You want to flash on me, you know?
And we just got done talking about loving to eat and cooking, and here you come in.
I gotta put all this stuff up. I don't even feel like it.
I know that's right. I know that's
looking
right.
at it.
So you ain't got nothing there that's got to go in the refrigerator right now, do you?
Most of it. Well, I got the eggs and the milk and stuff like that, but other than that, nah.
Okay, so we're gonna get your opinion on this game changer, this topic right quick. And if you got to go put something in the refrigerator, go ahead on. But at least check in on this real quick before you do that. So we're talking about game changing. So basically, I don't know, when you hear that, what does it mean to you when you talk about it in terms of a relationship?
Like you said, are you saying game changer?
Yeah, game changes.
Trying to switch the game up, trying to do something different.
Trying to do something different, negative or positive. And I think what we have been talking about, you missed some of the clips, but I brought this up because far too many times we get in relationships and instead of accepting you as you were when you came into relationships, and some relationship, men and women, they find themselves on the receiving end of somebody trying to tell them, you need to do this. You don't need to braid your hair like that, D. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so how does that, how do you see that?
See, oh shoot, I think I lost him. Can y'all hear me?
No, you hear?
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you.
From
I think he dropped
experience,
y'all in the bag.
There you go.
from experience, hold on, I can set y'all up
bagged.
like this. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see if this will work out for me. But from experience, like I had a situation where with my kid's mom, we've been, like I told y'all before, it's no secret, we've been together since we were kids, and I always been a smoker. She always smokes. And I hated the smell of smoke. I hated the smell of marijuana smoke. Well, nah, I ain't gonna say marijuana smoke because I used to do it. Don't block us, Facebook. But cigarette smoke and stuff like that, I hated it. And I used to say, you stop smoking. So we used to literally get into a fight. Like, and we were, I didn't mean to put a business out there, but we started smoking at a very, very young age. I started smoking at 13, and she started smoking at like 12. So we grew up real fast. But once I got like to 18, I was like, you can stop smoking. Woo, woo, that's not good for us. Woo, woo. And she would not stop because she had been doing it longer than me. You know what I'm saying? So she got really addicted to it. So whatever, long story short, I was trying to change that about her, and she was not budging. It got to a point to where our relationship became toxic. Because once you try to change somebody and they're not trying to change, and you're arguing about something that you know that they're not going to change, eventually it becomes very toxic. So that was my whole point. It got toxic. I'm like, okay, if you want to smoke, go ahead and keep smoking, but I ain't gonna smoke. So that was just pretty much that.
Hey, you came in and banged that, and you absolutely on point. My man.
Yeah.
My man, you're absolutely right. Hey, King, so one more other thing. What's your 3 top issues about games in a game changer? What would you identify?
3 top issues?
Yeah, the 3 top areas of concern for you.
Oh, George. Yeah, put right here. Go put it on the table. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Go put one in each spot, and then tell them to put their drinks on the table, and then I'll put y'all meds down in a minute. Okay. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you're busy. So just give us three top issues of concern for you when you talk about game changers, such as like it might be lying or being honest or whatever.
my
Whatever.
my three game changers is pretty much lying, cheating. Overall, don't play any. Like I tell anybody, you can play with my heart all day long. I don't care about you playing with my heart, but don't play with my mind. And it's two different things. If you play with my mind, it's like you playing mind games, like you doing that tit for tat type of thing. That's not my type of game. Like don't play with my mind. Like you can pull on my heartstrings all day long because my heart can eventually heal. My mind, you ain't gonna drive me crazy. That's just what I tell anybody. And that's the most top thing that I like in any relationship. That's family, friends, um, associates, relationship. That's anything. Do not play with my mind by no means necessary because I will snap out and do something to you. Let me see
Don't snap. King D say
it.
it snap, there.
Hey, we all know where that line is,
Boy, I'm
and
telling you.
Yeah,
and it just so
but you know
happens
some.
our women know how to
I'm
push
sorry.
those buttons too.
That's what I was just about to
Mhm.
say. Women know how to push, mess with your mind. Like they know to play them little catty mind games. I can't do them. I can't.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. I was saying it in terms of, trying to debate, um, with a woman, not bashing women. We're not bashing women, but this is for me. I'll be honest. This is an opportunity to really uh, get some help, not only for myself, but somebody that may be watching, who finds himself in a difficult position in a relationship. It started out hunky dory, and now you getting this all day long, and it's about what you're not doing or who you need to be. And once again, going back to the beginning of it, that's just for me that's disturbing because it meant that you really didn't appreciate who I was from the beginning. So, and that's what I look at. But
And
so
seeing,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and seeing that's the thing too. If it ever gets to a point to where no matter what I do, it's not good enough because, like you said, you knew who I was when we entered into this relationship, but now as this relationship goes along, you starting to try to change stuff about me. And until I'm ready to make that change, it's not gonna happen. But if you keep on nagging me about it, that's just gonna irritate me. And it's gonna bring out another side of me that I don't want to bring out because it's like King D said, it's gonna turn this relationship toxic,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know. But I mean, but by all means though, if it's something about me that you can see and that I know is detrimental to me and my mental well-being, and you're trying to change that, I have no issue with that.
Yeah, come on with it. Mm-hmm.
Help me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin Hart said, help me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can dig it. I can dig it. Although I didn't see that, but but you're right. However, he said it. At the bottom line is, that in a relationship you're supposed to the hookup is to help each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we forget that that the seeds that we plant, what I'm saying, we can't be surprised at how they grow, based on how we treat it, how we take care of it. Because you got some plants that grow only so high and they wilt and wither away, and because they're not getting nutrition the way they're supposed to. And that happens in the relationship. And that's where, for me, I see that there's where that element of change comes in because now you're deficient in a particular area. You know, I don't know. What you think about that?
I mean that makes perfect sense to me because sometimes we do forget, in relation when you get in a relationship, the same thing that you did to get with this person, you still have to continuously do them to keep them. And
Right.
and like you said, you can only plant a seed and allow it to grow in the way it would grow, but we should be able to help each other grow together to be that stronger plant.
Yeah. Well, dig this. We got to get back in 2 and 2. Hold that thought.
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey. You name it. You name it. You name it. You name it.
7 signs that your partner is trying to change you. Number 1, they're trying to control what you wear. They often try to persuade you to wear certain things and stop wearing other things. Number 2, they're trying to control what you eat and what you put in your body. Number 3, they often try to persuade you and push you towards certain directions when it comes to your career, money, and school. Number 4, they are very selective and are very critical of your friends. Number 5, they often shame you because of your hobbies. Number 5, they often play your therapist. They often send you videos that they see online and trying to diagnose your problems and tell you what you need to do to fix them. Number 7, they make decisions for you. They either order food that they want you to eat, or they buy you clothes that they want you to wear, or they sign you up to courses or things that they want you to do.
Yes, yes. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow as the women will be coming to your screen face forward to discuss the top tier. So make sure you tune in. This is one you don't want to miss. Now over to Mr. Britton.
Hey, y'all. Hey, before we delve back into this and discuss what we just seen, I'd like to remind everybody out there that, you can interact with us. In fact, we want you to call us like right now, because we need you. We need you. We need to have an open and honest conversation about this topic, and I need you to call in and help us with that. You can call in at 512-668-2814. That's 512-668-2814. Holler at us. We talk back. So let me go with King D. Is he still here, or is he King D? Okay, but Des.
He's talking. He's muted.
Okay, he's muted. You there? Okay, Des.
Yes, sir.
So we just saw this clip. There's 7, your 7 points of game changing, in a relationship. So we had mentioned 3 earlier, and as it is, each one of us had our 3 in there somewhere in that 7. So what do you say about some of the things that you heard on there about the 7 reasons or the 7 game changers? I mean, what's happening? Where do you stand with that?
I couldn't do nothing but agree with him more. I agreed with him because those are the symbols that somebody is trying to control you.
So
trying to change you.
So which one stands out the most for you out of that 7, or is it all of them?
It was pretty much all of them. Because if now taking mine, sometimes in relationships you will dress alike. You will dress alike. Yeah, well, yes, you will. Yes, you will.
I'm not doing it.
I know I have.
I'm not doing it.
Hey, I know I have, but I ain't got no problem with something like that because I know how a woman thinks. A woman can lay you out the dopest outfit in the world. Now, I can pick out my own, but it's just something when a woman put her touch on it, I ain't got no problem if that's what's gonna make you happy seeing me in. Now, depending on what it is I just ain't gonna wear anything. You know what I'm saying? But if I like it, I'm like, okay, I'll adapt it to my style. And I'll still conform with that. And I wouldn't look at that as a way of trying to control. That's a couple's activity, and like I said, I have no if my woman can pick me out a nice outfit, guess what? I'm gonna rock that outfit like I made it up.
Mm-hmm. And that's a blessing. That you got that. I work in a clothing store, which we know. And I'm gonna tell you, my pet peeve is when I get couples in, and I tell you why, because I've seen time and time again where a guy comes in and he's, you know, he may see something on me. He might like, hey man, you got this, or trying to hook up his own idea, but his wife is like, no, you gonna, you know, I mean, you can kind of see where her control issues kind of step in, and I hate being the one waiting on those particular kinds of customers, because for me that's an opportunity for guys to metal show up in metal, even though it's a couple doing an outing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Let me not even go there. I just know I like dressing Mr. B. By
Well,
Mr.
look,
B.
hey, sometimes look, it just be like that, you know. But
Yeah, I
all
got
I
to
can
do
say
that.
is, I mean, if I can tell when you trying to control me. Now, you
Right.
know, sometimes it may be. Now, as long as I got the general color scheme together. You now, I've had it at times to where my mate has really gotten mad at me because
Because you wasn't
they
matching.
no, we was matching, but I put it together a little bit better than they did.
So let me ask you this: when you say matching, and I'm not trying to make you right, well, I'm just trying to bring something to the attention primarily of women, because that is believe it or not, that's an area of concern, because I see couples out all the time shopping, and one of the things that most women want to do is have their man match them in colors. It's no way possible, because if that material didn't come off that same roll, number one, it's not, that green is not going to be the same green. You know, it
Oh
didn't come
yeah,
off the same roll.
oh yeah.
So yeah, so you know that in itself, and you know, and me working in that business for so long, you know, I kind of, you know, I kind of know this going in. So when I hear that, you know, I have to make myself this kind of step back until they ready to work it out. But no, cooking and dressing myself, I am so thankful that I had a woman in my life, you know what I'm saying, as well as a man, my mother and my father, who who taught me the essentials, you know, such as cooking and how to dress and that type of thing, you know. So that was a big plus. But I think the areas of concern when we talk about changing the game is when they don't want you to hang out with your friends that you've been hanging out with no more. Now you want to change uh, who I
Mm-hmm.
hang out with. You want to change my hobbies. I go to the gym. I'm playing ball. You don't want me to play ball on Saturday mornings, every Saturday morning no more. You don't want me to be in the league. You know what I'm saying? The old folks league, that type of thing. Yeah, because I'm an old timers. I play in the old timers league. Y'all can cut that out now. and I and I'm telling you, I'd have had them say, "Well, wait a minute, hold on. When you knocked me off, when you first seen me and you knocked me off, you loved all of that. You could not wait to wake up from the morning after and knowing I got a game and say, I want to go. You know what I'm saying? That I want to go dwindle down to, well, do we have to? I mean, you know, you need to think about you getting, and see, and that takes away from, you know, individuality. You know what I'm saying? I think
Oh yeah.
everybody in a relationship should be together yet maintain a degree of individuality, because that's the thing that brought the spice to the relationship. How you feel about that?
Yeah, no, let me be me. As long as I can be me, and or shall I say I'm being me but still being respectable to you.
Right.
You know, as long as I'm not disrespecting you being me, let me be me.
Let me be me. Let it be. Let it
You
be.
know, because I mean, because like we saying, these are the things that caught your eye.
Right. Right.
You know, and if these are the things that caught your eye, now taking mine, I'm still gonna be me, but I'm not trying to catch no eyes. You know, I'm walking around blind. I mean, I'm human, but I'll be blind because I know I gotta go home.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna be me
Hmm.
and be respectable. You know, so if you try to change me in a way that if I can see the change that you're trying to make in me is something that you don't want anyone else to see because it shines so brightly, then we will have an issue.
Mhm.
We will have a problem then because no, I'm not going to stop, being who I am just to, for lack of better description, I'm not going to stop being who I am just to help you put some security on your insecurity.
Ooh, what? Say that again.
I'm not going to stop being me to put some securities on your insecurities.
Yeah, I like that. I got a similar slogan about, that addresses that. And I had to, and I get it. We have to adopt these concepts, what I'm saying, here, because for me, it helps me to stay grounded, even in a relationship that's got some turmoil in it. When I tell myself and I believe that I'm right and not allowing, you know, your comfort to make me uncomfortable, what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm good. I'm good. I need to set that parameter because now you uncomfortable because I'm not doing something a certain way, but that's gonna make me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that's not all right. That's not all right. Now, one of the things, and I don't want, I play devil's advocate a lot, so I may speak on the other end of the spectrum. However, I'm definitely not against uh, consideration on both ends. Trying to formulate a plan that makes both of us happy in the effort to change for the betterment, not
Mm-hmm.
change who you are per se as a person, because there's things that's just going to be, that's just going to define Mr. B. Period. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
We all
It's
got
just going to be
personality.
some, right. It's just, that's going to be there. My particular humor, personality, swag. We don't want to lose some of our identity. That's our identity. But when we talk about doing some things to enhance the betterment of your life, I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm all
That
for it.
that's like
Yeah.
me getting with a woman that when I met her, she was wearing the dopest wig I ever seen. And then start telling her, "Oh, I think you should be natural. I don't want you wearing them wigs. I don't want you putting no weave in your head no more."
Mm.
That's gonna cause a problem
Yeah, that's gonna cause
because
a problem.
that's because what attracted me to you was the simple fact that you was all dolled up. But now that you with me, I'm supposed to hide that from the rest of the world. I ain't supposed to let the rest of the world see your beauty. That's control, and I would
Hmm.
be dead wrong for that.
Yeah. I think, and even with that, when we talk about women that have unnatural hair, like hair and whatnot, whatever they use to help beautify them. Number one, I try to take the higher ground. I think that's see, a woman is a reflection of her man.
Right.
So that's first and foremost. So if you somebody that likes to put it on a certain way and do some things cosmetically, is you got to understand that this woman trying to bring you the best version of her at that point. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
this is
Yeah.
this is her bringing you the best version of her. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we as men, we just don't get it when they sit around and be, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't got my hair. You know, it ain't no big deal to us, but it is to them because she wants to represent her king in the best possible fashion. You know what I'm saying? And we can't miss that either. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh
if
yeah.
you but when that woman takes that wig off and you know, then I got to accept what's under that wig like I accepted what was outside of the wig. You hear what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So because part of having a relationship that's built on trust and honesty is being able to accept me as I am. Period.
Yeah.
Period. You know.
And I'm with you on that, and I'm pretty sure that most women would agree with that as well. Accept me for who I am. Don't try to turn me into something that I'm not, just so I can try to keep you happy. Because
Right,
what's
right.
gonna happen is even if she does all those things, at some point she's gonna get tired of it. She's gonna get irritated with it, and she's not gonna want to do it anymore. And she's gonna take that out on you.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so
That's right.
let your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, let them be them. Don't try to change certain things just so that you can feel secure and you can feel safe, you know, because I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm walking down the street with my woman, I want every brother that walk down that street to break his neck to try to look at my woman. You know,
Okay.
because and I'm pretty sure she would want the same thing, because she don't want to be seen with something that ain't put together right, just like I would. So
Right.
it's certain things that you have to learn how to compromise too. And
That's right.
I some things just ain't gonna go your way, and you're gonna have to learn to accept what you are willing to put up with.
Right.
And if you're
That's
not
right.
willing to put up with it, don't put up with it.
That's right. And I think Erykah Badu said it best. Who told you that it was all right to change me? Certainly, certainly not you. So yeah. So on that note, yeah, we have to be careful about the game changing process, because it does happen on both sides of the fence. I can't go to sleep one night and have this preconceived idea of how I want this woman to be, and don't let her in don't share the memo with her, right? Because
Right.
I think one of the questions that's asked the most is, in the courting phase is, well, what are you looking for in a woman? Or what are you looking for in a
Mm-hmm.
guy? You know what I'm saying? That's our opportunity to come clean. You know what I'm saying? That's our opportunity to say, well, you look cute, and you wig, but I like natural women, or and maybe she does do natural up under there, because I know women that wear weaves or hair pieces or wigs or whatever, and they got hair like woo up under there. They got some gorgeous hair. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But it's just that women have the right and the option to beautify themselves, because it goes with their emotional state. 9 times out of 10, a lot of women are traumatized, particularly our women. You know what I'm saying? They suffer from a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? Going in and out of relationships, knowing somebody. I think that we all know at least one somebody or a couple of somebodies who are experiencing some form of relationship drama, domestic
Mm-hmm.
violence. You know what I'm saying? And that woman, and that kind of trickles down, and they're always left with the question is, am I good enough? You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
the flip side to that is we ask the same thing. So, but we're not, we ask it, but only after you start trying to invoke this change. Now I want to know, what is it about me? What's wrong with, and that's taken away from who you are, and it's doing irreparable damage. Well, it's not irreparable, but it takes a while to really start looking at things and deleting those types of people from your life. So as soon as I see it or hear it, I give a warning, Will Robinson, but it won't be long before I'm unaffectionate. I'll be honest with you. I have absolutely, I'm totally resistant to affection at that point, because you done pulled the wool over my eyes. It's not me you really want. It's who you thought you could make me to be.
Mm-hmm.
We back at y'all. 2 and 2.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a day night. Got that Bourbon Street.
what's a leader versus
controller.
a controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take a swing at that.
Knock it out.
And try to help.
I trust you'll knock it out the park.
I think that as a leader, you have to have a few things, and that's number one, you have to have empathy. You have to be able to be empathetic to understand somebody's, where somebody's coming from. You got to, and that piggybacks with, you also need to have perspective, be able to see things from different point of views, and see where somebody's coming from. And you also have to have the ability to sacrifice. And I heard this in a video, and I think it's a perfect description of a leader, of what leadership is. And leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of the people in your charge.
Period.
It's about making sure that the people who you are leading are good and are protected and are cared for. And you have to be empathetic in order to do that. You have to be willing to sacrifice and put yourself on the line in order to make sure that they're good. You have to be okay with them taking the credit and wins and you taking the credit and losses, and being responsible for those things. You have to take things on the chest. You have to be the one that's in the front sometimes, that takes more of the beating to make sure that the person is protected. That's what leadership is. It's being in servitude of those who are following you, not being the boss or dictator of those who are following you.
I only have one follow-up question to that. How is a leader able to be empathetic? How does a leader go about doing that?
How I got to the point to where I'm at versus how I've been in situations where I feel like somebody isn't empathetic. Mm-hmm. It's about your mindset and desire and intention going into the relationship. Mm-hmm. For me, it's like, I wanted to be the best for Bree. I wanted to be the best man I possibly can be. I wanted to create the best environment that we lived in and create the best environment for our future kids and future and family and all that stuff. So I know going into that, it's not about me being right or her being right. It's us coming together and creating an environment that's healthy and just happy and fun. And that takes me listening to her and understanding what she needs, and understanding what she wants. Because as a leader, I have to consider that, because like I said, it's almost in servitude of those who's following you. So I'm there to help her as she is there to help me. As you transition from being single to being in a relationship as a man, it's like, I did things on my own. I was by myself. And this is how I operated. But now when I'm in partnership with somebody else, I need to behave differently and be more empathetic and be more caring, because I'm leading somebody else and in relationship and partner with somebody else. It's not about right or wrong. It's about empathetic and perspective.
All right. Make sure y'all tune in live tomorrow as the grown women of Views and Vibes come to discuss on the topic of top tier. I'm telling you, this is one y'all want to get involved with, because it's going to be hot. I will also be on there, as well as Honey, Keisha, Denise, and Miss Nura. So she's new to the group, so she will also be on as well. And next week, we will not have a show next Saturday, for we be celebrating Thanksgiving. So we will be coming in as a celebration for Thanksgiving on a Thanksgiving special. Mr. Dwight will be bringing people in order to discuss the perfection of an hourglass. Make sure you tune in and set the notification, because this is one you don't want to miss. Now over to Mr. Britt.
Yes. Yeah, y'all, I echo the sentiments. Y'all tune in tomorrow. Y'all catch them women, because they fire, each and every one of them. And also support that Honey, because she's in the movie Fatal Betrayal. She did her thing. My hat's off to her. I publicly want to thank her and congratulate her for coming down and doing her thing. Moving on with this topic, because we're running out of time, and I just wanted to kind of like tie this thing up in a nice little bow, because this is not something that's this primarily, like I said, for men. It's for relationships, period. And I think that what I'm hearing, particularly in the last clip, is that we got to learn the difference between control and change, forced change, and we have to know what it is that we want going into the relationship. Because if we go into a relationship not clearly defining who we are and what we want, that's when you leave it open, it's ambiguous, and people say, well, maybe if I change this about him, he'll look like this, or he'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Let's get on the same page. You know, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, and I was listening to what he was saying though too, and and I do understand because I'll just use me as an example. In every relationship I've ever been in, I've always been told the problem is I want to be a fixer.
Mm,
And
mm,
some things you just can't fix. I don't want I may have a tendency to be like, you okay? You okay?
mhm.
Are you sure you okay? You want to talk about you sure? You okay? You okay? And I'm trying to teach myself not to be that person because honestly, a lot of times when people want to talk to you about something, if you try to force it out of them, they don't they not going to open up to you. But when they're willing, when they're ready to open up and explain to you what it is that's concerning them, that's when you'll be able to have the best information that you have that you can get in order to be empathetic, like you said, because every good leader has to be a good follower, and you
So,
have to
so
be empathetic to to your partner's pains, their grievances. You have to be empathetic to them in order to grow an understanding of how you can change what you're doing in order to help them cope with that.
mhm, mhm.
So
So
you have to be able to listen, and you have to be able to open yourself up for different things, different points of views, different opinions, different thought
yeah,
process.
right. So Des, let me ask you then, where did this come from? I mean, what you just said was, was spot on, and I thoroughly understand. But maybe for a viewer that's struggling and even understanding what's going on with this situation, with the exchange between each other, how did you how did you ground yourself enough to really, like, first of all, see it from that perspective, and secondly to even execute it from that perspective? Because I know for me, it's a lot of women in my family, and I talk about that, uh, how they influence some changes in me. So what
Mhm.
about you?
Well, what it was with me is the realization I had to ask myself a question. Okay, would you want this person to do that to you?
Mm-hmm.
So why are you gonna do that to them?
Mm-hmm.
If you know how it's going to make you feel if they do it to you, what do you think is going to make them feel? How it's going to make them feel if you do that to them? If you don't listen to them, if you just try to tell them what to do all the time. No, sometimes you have to be able to sit back and actually put yourself in another person's shoes. Now, this is just my own personal opinions. I am not by any means a relationship expert. I have many failed ones to prove that point. So, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Welcome to the club.
you know, so you have to. But I'm learning though. You have to, you have to be able to see it from the other side of the glass. And when I say see it from the other side of the glass, you're only a mere reflection of what you see
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sometimes in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm seeing something in my partner that is irritating me, all they're doing is just reciprocating what I've been given back to what I've been given to them.
Yeah, so it goes back to what I said about, a woman is a reflection of her man. So let's not get it twisted. You know, uh, at the end of the day, I know for me, at the end of the day, no matter what changes or that my partner is trying to implement, whatever's going on in there, I think inherently, yeah, they have a responsibility and they have some I don't want to use the word fault, but they have some impact on, which way the relationship goes. However, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Man means mind. You know what I'm saying? So that means we got to think. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Very
And
logical.
I think that the whole flow of the relationship should and can be not dictated, but monitored. I don't want to use the word control, but he has to navigate that. The man has to navigate that. pure and simple. You know what I mean? And I think that sometimes women just have a more difficult time defining some of the, well, I might like this for you than the man. You know what I'm saying? We don't take it so hard. You know, I mean, it's like for instance, if your woman is heavier, you know what I'm saying? The first thing that she may say is, "Ooh, I got to lose some weight. I'm gonna go to the gym." Well, now you want to do that because you think that's what's gonna please me, right? But if I accepted you, you know what I'm saying, you know, as you are, then let's let that be it. Don't try to change change for your health reasons.
Yeah, that's
Change
look.
because it makes you feel good.
That's
Change
exactly what I was thinking.
because you wanna be here. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
don't change because you think that that's gonna uh, lock the guy in more so. Because you might be missing. He might have just simply liked you like he was because it's more than the exterior that we need to look at. And there's where the change can stop because I'm not looking at the exterior, I'm looking at the interior. What's
Hmm.
happening with your heart? What's happening with your honesty?
Right.
What's happening with your true intentions for me as a man that's trying to make it to a certain level? Where are you gonna be at? My father used to say, if you on a ladder and you got a hammer in your hand, what your woman gonna be doing? And old schools, they used to say, shoes, she better be trying to have me some nails. You know what I'm saying? My father used to say she better have the nails and she better keep her foot on that ladder to hold you down. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me.
I got it. I got
I'm talking
it.
about them out there in TV. They didn't hear us. They didn't hear me, Dez. And as a matter of fact, if you heard me, you need to be calling in here. The number is scrolling at the bottom. Hit that number. Call us. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh yeah. Please call in. I would love to get some ladies' feedback on this. Even though it's grown men talking, I'd like to hear from a woman's perspective.
Yep. Wait a minute. Do I hear one?
No, I thought I was a man for a second because y'all say y'all need to hear from a woman. So I'm like, I don't know. I know my voice raspy. That don't mean I'm a dude though.
What? So where you at with it? Since there you go. so come on in here. So what's happening, Spicy? Where you at with this game changing thing? Since we know that it happens on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, it does happen on both ends. Women can do it and men can do it as well. From experience and strictly from experience, I've been in that game changer, but it's also was the abusive and controlling side, which control is still abusive. You met me, I had makeup on, I dressed a certain way, but then when you get me, you all of a sudden now, because it's turning heads, you want to wipe the makeup off my face. You don't want me wearing
Right.
makeup. You don't want me dressing a certain way, and you don't want me acting a certain way or being, nice to people. But this is who you met. This is who I am.
Right.
But he tried to change me, and it didn't work because if anything, it made me more blessed, to make me more mature because it's the fact that we got to respect each one of us, no matter what type of situation, relation, or any kind of convenience you might be in, because we have some that just who's sleeping together, but they still want to control things. You have to respect that person's stand, which is a bottom line, because my thing is, if I met you and you had a gut, you was attracted to me, you was attractive that way. Why would I want, because now I got you in, why would I want you to all of a sudden get muscles if you're not comfortable with having muscles? If you're not comfortable wearing a suit, why would I try to make you wear a suit?
Right.
That's not who you are. If
I wouldn't
you
have
are,
no problem with that.
you won't. Neither one of y'all would.
No.
But they go for women too. They think that one, a baby could change a man, which you can't. Then two, they feel like, if they see their girls, and that's the biggest flaw that a lot of women have. They want to be the next woman relationship. We need to talk about it on the topic too. But you see that woman got something good and you try to all of a sudden come home. Well, you're not like such and such. And you need to be more like such. No, you chose who you chose. She chose who she chose. Either deal with who he is or get to walking.
Hey, I couldn't have said that no better.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You know, yeah, because that's spot on. And you're right. You know, we got to accept people like they come. I try to stay humble that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it says a lot. You know, when you can embrace a person for where they at and love them for who they are. You know, that's the beginning of the nurturing process in that relationship. You know, don't get me, and hopefully the networks will accept this, but don't get me and do me. You know what I'm saying? To do me tonight and tomorrow, you trying to make me somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Treat me like embrace me like you did when you was feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm at with that. Uh, King D wasn't able to make it back. I wish he would have, because I would have liked the perspective from a younger brother. You know what I'm saying? He's real tight. But Des, you got anything else to add to this topic?
Well, really, all I can say is like I tell a story. I seen this. I was watching this video, and Tamla Mann's husband, Mr. Mann, Mr. Brown, he said that he was, in a room, and he asked the women to make a list of all the things that they wanted in a man, and then told them to then become that list.
Mm, that's
And I would
powerful.
say, even that for as men, everything we want in a woman, write it out on a list, and then put yourself in a position to where you can have that type of woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, us as men, we be playing out of our league sometimes.
I
You
don't know.
know,
What you mean by that?
you won't. I mean, you don't not being in a position to where you could have that what some would consider that glamour girl, or that top model, so to speak.
Now, I got to tell you, growing up as a kid, I have always played sports and that type of thing. So, always had uh, this okay with the little girls in school, but I didn't date them like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my
Uh-huh.
interest was I wanted to go to the NBA. So I did everything possible. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older, and of course, it didn't take long. I found myself in relationships. So for me, the, the thing that I learned today versus then is that I have to first of all be accepting of who I am. Period.
Mhm.
I just have to accept me, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At all costs. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the way that I accept a woman uh, when I first meet her, I don't go in to change her. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pretty accepting that way because I know I'm grounded. But the first time I'm going to raise my eyebrow when you go to change me. The second and third time, it's an exit plan and strategy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because I know it's on and popping. From there it's like I'm just not. Because for me, psychologically, it's saying I'm not good enough. But I'm not gonna ever limit myself as to what kind of woman I can have. I feel like that I'm worthy to be in any room. You know what I'm saying? Any room. And I'm worthy to go at the woman that I got my sights on. So, you know, and I'm sorry, Barack, but if it was Michelle, if I would have saw her before you, I would have been trying to come up. I wouldn't I wouldn't have been trying to go nowhere. I would have been sure her name would have been Michelle Carter. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shoot, Spicy tell you I ain't bashful.
Not
Hey,
by far.
gotta go for what you want.
Yeah, so you know, don't place limits on yourself, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do, you know, that's the first game changer we need to deal with. Hey, that's our show tonight. We're gonna give a word of nutrition by Dez. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get up out of here. It's Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Dez, give us some nutrition and let's get up out of here.
Well, let me see what kind of nutrition I got for y'all. When it comes to trying to change people, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to be able to change somebody and keep them happy because, first of all, if a person doesn't want to change, they're not going to change. And if you try to force them to change, they are just going to change on you. And it's not going to be good. It's like King D said earlier. I'll say it again. It's going to turn into a toxic situation. Learn what you want, what you will and will not accept. And stick with that. Don't try to mold somebody or make somebody be what you want them to be. Because if you make them what you want them to be, then they will no longer be them.
Ooh, I love that. Hey, this has been your boy, Britton New One Carter. This is Grown Man Talking. You just heard it from Dez. Ain't nothing else to say. Nothing else to be said at all. That was a great closing point. We're gonna get out of here, but y'all stay tuned to us. Y'all stay with us. Y'all keep watching us. Y'all keep supporting us, and we're gonna love y'all like y'all love us. Spicy, I love you. We out of here though.
Hey.